In our last video, we were in Ponca City, Oklahoma, where we got to see the historic Pumpkin Theater, the Robin Hood flower grain elevator, and numerous building murals. Today, we're in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
All right, we're back after what, just shy of 3 months since our last video, holidays, winter, all that fun stuff. We are now in downtown Tulsa, Oklahoma.
We're staying at the Courtyard Marriott downtown, which is in the Atlas Life building. This building was built in 1922 and it is really cool. We are in the heart of the Art Deco District. We're so excited to get exploring. The problem is there's been some wildfires outside of Tulsa, so even though it's sunny and warm, it's really hazy. So hopefully the video and the pictures do it justice, but we're really excited to get out and explore. We're going to start including information about places we stay and restaurants we go to because we've been told people would really like to learn some of those things. So we stayed at the Courtyard Marriott, downtown Tulsa, which is housed in the Atlas Life building. This was such a cool building and you just saw its lobby there. This building was built in 1922. It's definitely Art Deco style, and it housed the Atlas Life Insurance Company until 1991. Then a few other businesses had offices there, and it became a hotel in 2010.
So we started the morning at a little coffee shop up the block called Topeka. Caroline had a latte, I had just black coffee, and we shared a muffin?
Coffee cake.
Oh, coffee cake. It was all fantastic.
So Tulsa is the second largest city in Oklahoma with a population just over 400,000 and the metro area having a population of about 1 million. It's a really walkable city and we enjoyed being downtown.
We started in the Deco District, which came to prominence with the oil boom of the 1920s. These are just some amazing buildings, just so ornate, such as the Mayo Hotel building, of course, we're staying in. And there's one that we just really took a lot of pictures of here coming up shortly that we loved. They do have an event every year called Top of the Town, which gives guests opportunity to view the city from the top of those buildings. So that would be something I would really be interested in coming back for.
That would definitely be worth it. And whether you're an architecture buff or not, it is well worth seeing the Deco District of Tulsa. The mural in front of us is known as the Majestic. It is the world's largest augmented reality mural at 15,000 square feet. And if you scan the 2D barcode at my feet, you can actually have an interactive experience. This mural includes Art Deco signs and symbols, which are really cool. The angel at the center represents guidance, protection, and love.
Some of our travel destinations are by choice and others are by opportunity. This happened to be the latter. So we didn't have nearly as much time as I would have liked to spend to really explore the insides of the buildings, not just look at the outside, as well as check out some of the museums and the other attractions that Tulsa had.
I think a follow-up trip will definitely be in order. We did have to get back on the road because even though it was in the 80s, a storm was coming and we barely made it home before snow and ice came again.
Okay, so we started in what's called the Deco District, which apparently is the largest concentration of Art Deco buildings, and it is really fantastic. It's hard to get some video just because these things are really tall, but hopefully with the haze from the smoke, the video quality and picture quality will shine through. So what did you think so far?
The buildings are great, and we saw the inside lobby of a couple, and the ceilings are amazing. I've taken a bunch of pictures. We started started off at Topeka Coffee Roasters this morning, and if you're in the Tulsa area, we recommend them. Had great coffee and breakfast.
Or Topeka.
Right.
Not sure how they pronounce it.
Right. But
it's next to the Arkansas River, which is the same river that's the Arkansas River in Kansas.
In Kansas.
So,
who knows? When in Rome, right?
Right.
But it's a lot of fun, and I'm excited to see the rest of downtown.
All right, let's keep going.
All right.
In each of our videos, I try to pick out a building that really stands out to me, whether it's a big city or a small town. And this particular city, the one straight ahead of us there, is by far my favorite. And that's saying a lot given how many cool buildings there are in Tulsa. I think it might be because it reminds me of a building in Spokane where we're from called the Paulson Building. I'm not sure, but there's just something about that building, and I wish we could have done a better job capturing just the ornateness of it, but just really fantastic.
After a thorough exploration of the Deco District, we turned around and went back past our hotel and headed towards the Cathedral District. You'll see why it's called that.
What's kind of funny is when we started off in this direction, we actually had no idea what the next district was. But when we got here, it was pretty evident it's all churches, so I jokingly told Caroline, well, this should be named the Cathedral or Church District, and as it turns out, it actually is the Cathedral District.
What you'll notice as you see all these different churches is that their architectural styles are all vastly different. So no two churches really looked the same in the Cathedral District.
Okay, so we are back at the hotel room after a couple hours of exploring the Deco District. Hopefully you enjoyed those pictures. These buildings are fantastic, and we really tried to capture the ornateness of the detail, especially around the windows. And then we sort of wandered into what is called the Cathedral District. That's self-explanatory. Your thoughts so far?
It's been great, and the Cathedral District had some really amazing churches, and it's almost hard to catch them in a picture because you can't back up far enough because you're in the city, but you're trying to see everything from the steeple to these very ornate buildings. So that's been fun, and when we leave now, we're going to head towards the Art District.
All right, let's go check it out.
Enjoy!
Here we are on our way to the Arts District. I'm actually not entirely sure where one district ends or another begins. For the purpose of this video, I'm just going to assume the railroad tracks here are what separate the Deco District from the Arts District. So as I scan across here, start seeing the Arts District right there.
The Arts District was originally a bunch of brick warehouses, and you'll be able to see them as we go through the area. It also included the Tulsa Theater, which was built in 1914. In the 90s is when it really underwent the transformation and became a hub of both visual arts and music. And so a lot of people go to this area just to participate in the art scene, or to go to the theater, or to go see art exhibits. Now we're coming up upon the Woody Guthrie Center, which is a museum dedicated to Woody Guthrie, who is an Oklahoma native son. He was born there in 1912, and many consider him one of the most significant figures in American folk music. So this center really looks at his art and his work.
I believe right next door is one dedicated to Bob Dylan as well, if I remember right.
Yeah, I think it was a part of the university.
Cool. Perhaps you can sing us a Woody Guthrie song?
I think I'll pass.
Perhaps you could name one?
I'm not sure I could name one either. As we head from the Arts District to the Greenwood District, you'll see their minor league baseball stadium. This is a farm team for the LA Dodgers. The Greenwood Historical District was formerly known as Black Wall Street, which was a highly successful business area for African Americans until the massacre of 1921. Unfortunately, that led to the destruction of most of the area. In the 30s and 40s, the area was transformed and really became a hub of jazz music. And today, there's a historical museum where you can learn more about this complicated time.
Next, we enter into the Blue Dome Entertainment District. Our first stop was Arnie's Bar, which actually owns the literal Blue Dome that the district is named after. Here's some pictures on the inside, and we sat out here on the balcony and enjoyed a couple beverages before we continued on. It's been a couple hours since we last checked in. We started off in the Art District, and then we sort of migrated over to what is known as the Blue Dome, right? Blue Dome District. So Caroline, you can tell us about those.
We almost missed the Blue Dome because we walked by this really old, somewhat rundown building, didn't realize it was the Blue Dome, then figured it out. So you'll see the picture of that. But about 10 years ago, Arnie's Bar, which is next door to the Blue Dome, bought the Blue Dome building for $1.5 million. It's not even in use, it's just historic from back in the 20s. So of course we had to have a drink at Arnie's Bar out on the patio, and it was a beautiful day to do so. We otherwise walked around the district. There's this place called the Box Yard, which is all containers, shipping containers that have shops and restaurants and bars in them. So that place is fun, and we're going to go back there as well.
Yeah, so our observation with all of our travels, we've been to many places, is oddly enough, this district is very reminiscent of the gas lamp district of San Diego, meaning there's a baseball stadium that sort of is the main attraction of it, and then there's a lot of brand new residential construction. In fact, there's so much construction going on right now, it's hard to take pictures without getting the construction element in it. But yes, everything that Caroline said is true. It's very unique, very cool, and our next stop is going to be that container mall slash bar area, which happens to be right next to a brewery, so we may have to arm wrestle on whether we make it to the brewery or the container, but that'll be our next stop.
See you there.
So I won the battle, although Caro didn't put up much of a fight, and we ended up going to the brewery, which is called the Neff Brewery, and we got a flight. Caro and I both really enjoy the darker beers, so we tried what they had available and definitely enjoyed it.
For sure. By this time, we had walked 8 miles throughout downtown Tulsa, so it was time for some food and to wrap up a really fun day.
All right, since we last checked in, our tour sort of devolved
Or evolve.
Or evolve into a brewery tour. We found this really cool local brewery called the Neff Brewery, N-E-F-F. I was actually right next to the container place, so I guess that means I won the battle of which one we're going to
Yeah, exactly.
And then after that, we went and had dinner at
Albert G's Barbecue. Delicious barbecue. I had this barbecue parfait, so I got everything. Brisket, pulled pork, baked beans, coleslaw. Delicious.
Yeah, and I got my tried and true brisket, sliced brisket, because that's the true test, sandwich, and it was fantastic. The sauces were fantastic. Mm-hmm. So if you're in Tulsa, you can't lose. If you like beer, go to the Neff Brewery, and if you like barbecue, definitely go to
Albert G's.
All right, so that's the end of day one. We'll tomorrow check in and let you know what the plan is.
But we're loving Tulsa so far.
So far, awesome.
Enjoy.